Being a YouTuber is listed as the 4th most desirable job in the entire world, below being a dancer and above being an entrepreneur. So you would think that those lucky enough to enjoy such a desired job would do their best to keep it, right? Well, no. Successful YouTubers faking their death has been a strange phenomenon that has haunted the platform since its existence. But what on earth would motivate a creator to deceive their audience with false claims of death and sickness? Could it be money, attention, or perhaps sympathy? Hi, I'm the InternetAnarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be going over 5 creators who faked their deaths and what happened to their careers. The first of which being the 2 sisters willing to ruin their reputation over a few extra bucks. Amy and Tammy Slayton had a rough but somewhat heartwarming start on YouTube. Even though their unorthodox appearance brought some hate to their channel, people were willing to give them a chance and appreciated their authenticity.
Yeah. So I got all my makeup let out. So you know what date it is? It's time for a makeup video. And on Facebook, I asked y'all if y'all want to see the Power of Makeup Challenge.
I actually just love how nice and wholesome she is. I get a very good vibe from her personality. She really does come across as a very caring and down-to-earth sister. The Slayton sisters went on to create a wide variety of content, ranging from vlogs all the way to challenge videos, and they seem to enjoy themselves with each upload. However, once the sisters gained some traction on the platform, they abused their newfound influence by scamming their viewers.
Yesterday at 10 a.m., Tammy went into the hospital. She has pneumonia and she can't breathe. If y'all can donate a penny, nickel, dime, I'll be so happy.
Amy was asking their audience to donate to a GoFundMe to purchase an extra large coffin for Tammy's funeral. By her own admission, Tammy was only in hospital for a day, and she was already planning a funeral. Despite the many red flags, their fans were concerned about their well-being and proceeded to donate almost $1,000. It would only take a few days for Amy and Tammy to return to their usual upload schedule, both completely healthy.
Tammy wanted me to glow. Oh, by the way,
While fans were glad to see Tammy alive and well, there was still the question of where the money went. Well, Amy claims it was used to pay for Tammy's medical expenses, but refused to provide any receipt, stating that she gave the money to her mother.
The money that y'all donated for Tammy when she was in the hospital, I gave it to my mother, who paid bills with Tammy's bills. Regardless if that's what she used the money for or not, that's what I did with it. I gave it to my mother, who paid bills.
Later, she stated that she threw out the receipts.
I know I've been wrong. I should not throw receipts away. But in my head, I wasn't thinking, well, these receipts might come to bite me in the ass. You know, I wasn't thinking that. It was a simple...
It was obvious that Amy wasn't being honest about what she did with the money, and it's possible that she spent it on a new camper. Unfortunately, she wouldn't be the only online personality to exploit their siblings for personal gain. If you took a brief glance at the Dobro Brothers YouTube channel, you'd notice 3 very distinct features. 1. They make the stereotypical prank video for a younger audience. 2. They are extremely popular with over 30 million subscribers. And 3. They frequently make claims of people dying in their videos. While there's nothing wrong with the first and second observation, the third becomes quite concerning when you realize how distasteful joking about such topics can be. A good example of this is the video titled "My Twin Brother is Dead," published on the 10th of January 2022. The comments section of the video would be flooded with viewers expressing their disgust with how the Dobro brothers were making light of such serious topics, with comments quoting, "This is the most messed up. As someone who has actually been through this is actually just the worst. Losing my brother was the worst thing I've gone through, and I've gone through a lot. This is actually just garbage." As well as if children think of these people as role models, these are the last people I'd want my kids to look up to. Whether or not people saw their content as harmful didn't matter to the Dobro brothers, as the video racked up an astonishing 3.3 million views. And going forward, the Dobro brothers decided to milk this disgusting formula for several of their future uploads. "Our little sister was murdered. My twin brother ruined my life. My twin brother was murdered. And my crazy ex-girlfriend is dead." It's one thing to joke about losing a family member, but constantly profiting from it and potentially reminding viewers who went through the real thing puts the Dobro brothers in a league of their own. However, that might not be enough to put them on the same level as Sketchek, who decided to lie to an entire community for years. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that Sketchek had a very promising online career. He was a skilled Team Fortress 2 player who was highly regarded in the community and on the road to 100,000 subscribers. However, it was these facts that made his claims of declining health in 2015 all the more concerning.
I don't want to reveal too much information about my illness, but the doctors are saying that I probably don't have a lot of time left. At best, I've got about a year before my condition gets so bad that I'll need constant life support, and my chances of recovery are looking low, to say the least.
As you'd expect, the TF2 community wasn't taking the news very well, as they'd already lost another legendary creator, Kitty0706, just a few months prior. Sketchek would elaborate more on his situation in a video titled Closure, where he stated he'd be leaving YouTube and TF2 to make the most of the little time he had left.
My health is gradually deteriorating, and the clock is ticking, so to speak. I simply cannot afford to spend any more time than I already have maintaining the channel. This is my absolute final video to say goodbye before I stop using this account. So feel free to unsubscribe if you haven't already. There will be no more videos coming from this channel.
From that point on, Sketchek completely disappeared from the internet, leaving viewers to conclude that he was no more. People speculated what illness afflicted Sketchek, others mourned his passing with tribute videos, and the developers of TF2, Valve, honored his memory with an in-game item. Sketchek had effectively become a legend, a skilled pyromane who had his life and career cut short by an unknown terminal illness. But still, he managed to impact the community positively in the brief period that he was around. Unfortunately, what went on behind the scenes told a completely different story. The fact that there was some activity on his Steam and YouTube accounts gave people the impression that Sketchek was still alive. Let me introduce you to today's sponsor, Proton. Your email provider knows all about you. Your name, birthday, address, phone number, workplace, things you purchased, trips you went on, and even your passport copy. That's your data, right? Wrong. That data is being sold to advertisers. The more data you give away, the more valuable you are, like a product. Then they profile you and target you with ads. What could possibly go wrong? Well, in 2016, Yahoo confirmed that emails of all 3 billion users were leaked. Everyone's data was up for grabs and could be used for identity theft and fraud. You don't want your life details to be in the hands of advertisers or hackers. So what can you do? Well, you can switch to Proton. Proton Mail protects your emails with end-to-end encryption, so no one, not even Proton, can read your emails. Proton blocks marketing trackers and malware, so nobody even knows you opened their email. Say goodbye to spam, phishing attacks, and spoofing. Proton is based in Switzerland, so you're protected by strong privacy laws. Be one of 100 million users who have already chosen privacy. Get started for free at proton.com/anarchist or with the link in the description. With that being said, let's get back into the video. Before he ended doing YouTube, he did a closure video explaining what was happening and why he wasn't posting videos. It turns out he had a terminal illness, a disease that can't be cured and almost certainly results in death. He sold all his items and wasn't enjoying TF2 anymore. A few weeks later, closure video was removed. Did he die? Did he survive? We simply don't know. With a reply stating, if you want a small conspiracy, a lot of Sketchek's items have left his backpack, ending up in another backpack owned by someone named Will. Even some minuscule items like refined metal. Some of the names Will has had seem very Sketchek-y, and the account is relatively active. Last online just over a day ago. By now, there was enough evidence supporting the idea that Sketchek was still alive, and most of the community took some joy in that. But that newfound joy would soon be soured by a video from Sketchek himself, published in February of 2019.
Hey, it's me, the legendary pyromane Sketchek. Sorry to bust your balls like this after hyping up my big return. There's something I need to get off my chest that's been killing me, and I want everyone to be on the same page going forward. About 3 years ago, I announced that I had contracted a non-specific terminal illness. I want everyone to know that was a lie. It was a sick joke, it was a ruse. I was never ill, not even a little bit. You might say that I was mentally ill because I thought it would be fun to convince a lot of people that care about me that I would fucking die, but I've been feeling really bad about it lately. I can no longer bear the weight of my sins, which is why I've decided to come out with the truth and apologize for lying.
He went on to explain his reasoning for lying and betraying both his audience and the entire TF2 community.
I was in Japan for an extended period of time, which means I was away from my PC at home. And when I was in Japan, I had a really good time away from the games and the PC and getting some much needed vitamin D. And somewhere along the way, I came to the conclusion that video games had ruined my life. And that was when I decided to shut down the channel. But I also wanted to go out with a bang, I guess you could say. Ideally, I wanted to make some really good TF2 videos as a parting gift, but I didn't have access to a PC that I could do that on. So I scrapped together all my remaining TF2 footage and notes that I had collected to be released as one big info dump, but I still wasn't satisfied with that for some reason. And then I came up with the idea of faking my death, because I knew that would draw a lot of attention. I realized this was a really fucked up thing to do, you know, even if it was just some anonymous internet video game bullshit. To be honest, I still don't know exactly why I did it. I was feeling a bit conflicted actually. The channel was something that I built up by myself. It had value to others, it had value to me, but at the same time I was feeling bitter, as if video games had stolen something from me. And by extension, the Sketchek channel, which revolves around video games. So you could say I was feeling resentful. Mostly at myself in retrospect, but instead I took it out on my loyal audience and left them in the dark for 3 years.
The response to Sketchek's return was polarizing to say the least. There were those who wrote him off as a deceitful individual who was willing to emotionally manipulate his fans for selfish reasons. And on the other hand, there were those who were happy to see their favorite creator make a comeback. Either way, Sketchek's online career didn't take an immediate nosedive following his return to YouTube. However, an immediate decline is exactly what happened to Sav after his lies were exposed. On the 26th of September 2016, following a lengthy application process, Sav joined the popular NoPixel RP server for GTA 5, rapidly becoming a valued member of the tight-knit community. The NoPixel server is home to several well-known streamers like Ming, XQC, and Charlie, which makes it an excellent place to network and build an audience, a fact that Sav was very much so aware of. In little over 4 years, Sav had played his role in the server perfectly and was able to forge a fan base that boasted around 9k followers and 1.5k subs on Twitch. Sav crafted a career that most people could only dream of, and was on the path to becoming even more successful in the GTA community. But that's if he didn't commit the cardinal sin of using aimbots. According to the server rules, using cheats of any kind would result in an instant permaban, and on the 27th of November 2020, that's exactly what happened to Sav. Naturally, the community was sad to see such a beloved member go, but they understood that it had to be done. With comments reading, "That's really a shock. From what I've seen of him and his streams, he seemed like a cool dude who pushed RP and wasn't using one before. Like, I really want to know the mindset that pushed him into doing that and wasting the goodwill he had in the community. As well as, it's insane to me that someone who is trusted with a whitelist would do something to get permabanned. Really, like Sav. But whatever the reason is, I'm glad the rules are being enforced." The news of Savex's ban took a toll on the NoPixel community, but it was soon overshadowed by the news of his alleged unaliving, with a post quoting, "I had worried about him and as a last resort, I sent some emails about a month ago to his private email. I was asked to share the information with individuals who have known him and cared to ask. Please, for the respect of his family, stop any speculation regarding this here."
That this is not Sav writing this. Sav passed away Christmas afternoon. This message is being written and sent out now through my brother's email after obtaining access to his PC. He's gotten numerous emails, messages since November with individuals worried about him. We'd like this, the individuals who have reached out to know he's in a better place now.
Everyone who knew Savex or watched his streams was devastated by the news, and a few even went on to create tributes to his time on the server. However, by May 2021, Coley, the owner of the NoPixel server, began to suspect that Savex was still alive and looked further into the matter.
If you guys know who's this Twitter is, okay? It's Sav's, all right? Joined January 2021. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew the date of when he had passed, but this is after he'd passed away. So you go to his Twitter, which is linked to his Twitch page, and it also says this. Everything says to me that he's not actually dead.
The screenshots referenced in the video were leaked messages between Savx and fellow roleplayer Rami. Pog, I faked it all. People think you're dead. I know. Are you dumb? But you know I'm toxic as F. No, you're just an idiot. Bruh, it sounds bad, but S is better this way. You literally could have just rode your ban out. Nah, I just wanted to be done with the whole community and all that S. Bro, you realize people cried over you? You're one of my closest friends, bro. People made murals and everything. You just come back after like 6 months and act like nothing happened? What the F is wrong with you? There was some speculation that Savx's social media accounts were hacked, but Coley wasn't buying it. In early June 2021, Coley hired a private investigator to confirm Sav's fate, and the entire community was horrified at the results.
We got someone to investigate some shit, like hired a guy or people, and it's 100% confirmed that he's alive, by the way. There's literally zero doubt. Actual evidence, okay? So we got all this information, but obviously I can't release it because that's pretty much doxing. But we know everything about him, like names, addresses, and all that shit. It's the, it is the truth. He is alive, 100%.
Sav didn't only throw away his reputation in the GTA community, but his entire Twitch career as well. Just when Savx's deception seemed to be at an all-time low, hated YouTuber Behind the Meme ended his career by staging his own disturbing fake death. Behind the Meme, aka Kyle Bryce, was a man who built his career on analyzing meme culture and was also accused of ruining it. Back in August 2016, Bryce focused on making videos for people on YouTube who didn't understand popular memes. Bryce created short, easily digestible, and somewhat entertaining videos that helped give the average user a glimpse into the world of 2010's meme culture. This strategy was extremely effective, as the Behind the Meme channel easily hit 700,000 subscribers in 1 year. While Bryce had success with people who didn't understand popular memes, the same couldn't be said for those who did. Apparently, some users saw explaining inside jokes and memes as something that ruined meme culture for everyone. Certain memes didn't stick around for as long as they used to, and many cited Bryce as the cause for the oversaturation. Bryce's critics claimed the editing was basic, pointed out misinformation in his scripts, and described the humor in his videos as lackluster. By 2017, a number of users uploaded whole videos detailing the issues with Bryce's content, which not only increased the amount of hate towards him, but also stunted the growth of his channel. With that being said, Bryce's response to the criticism definitely didn't do him any justice.
Okay guys, let me give you a little bit of backstory. There's another meme channel here on YouTube who recently decided to mock my videos, channel, and audience for no apparent reason other than insecurity. Crazy, right? So naturally I have to respond so I don't look like a little and because I secretly hope that this gets featured on Scarce or Drama Alert.
In late 2017, the hatred and animosity directed at Behind the Memes brand would reach a new low, as an anonymous group of haters would dox Bryce's grandmother and uncle.
I got doxed. First off, I didn't. Technically, my 90-year-old grandma and my uncle did. I moved months ago thanks to my supporters and my haters, ironically. Now, as much as I think this is silly and no biggie, I'm sure my grandma doesn't feel the same way. It is what it is, though. So technically, no laws have been broken. The only part that bugs me is my old-ass grandma is at risk of some foolish prank. Luckily, nothing has happened, and hopefully it stays that way. But if not, that is when things do get illegal, so tread lightly.
Even though Bryce attempted to brush off the negativity, it would ultimately get the better of him, forcing a 4-month hiatus in March of 2018. Sadly, once Bryce did return, his uploads had a drastically different tone that suggested he was in a very dark place mentally. From the 20th to the 27th of September 2018, Bryce would publish a collection of vlog-style videos that painted a very disturbing picture of his mental health. The first video, titled Beginning, features Bryce going into a store and buying a bottle of vodka with a description that reads, "Behind the Meme picks up an old friend that will help him get through his feelings," or so he thinks. The second upload shows Bryce consuming the aforementioned alcohol while giving a tour of his home and sharing intimate thoughts about his motivation for creating content.
When I first started this channel, I kind of just started it just to do it. Before I realized it, the channel and me through the process got a lot of hate. Hate for dumb reasons, if you ask me. Doing something that you enjoy and then seeing such a negative reaction from strangers, it started to really get to me at a point, to be honest. And then I took the break. You know, I took like 4 months or whatever it was off, and I didn't do anything with YouTube. I just lived life, and I started to become happy. I was happier than I was when I was making videos. But every once in a while, when you think things are going to be good, you read a comment or you read something or you see something, kind of brings you back into a hole that you thought you were kind of out of.
The video ended with a possibly drunk Bryce taking out his car keys and going for a late night drive. It was obvious that Bryce wasn't his usual jovial self, and as the uploads continued, things only got worse. The third and fourth uploads carried on with the same themes of dangerous behavior.
We are driving. I gotta be careful. I shouldn't be doing both these things, so you won't see much in the driving trip.
And self-loathing.
Some of these people might be the pricks that are online leaving negative, hateful comments, and if everybody was more positive, just everything would be a lot better. We're all cut from the same cloth, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
The fourth video would ultimately end with Bryce going off to quote, play a game, unquote.
You know what? I have an idea. Let's play a little game. Everybody likes games. Let's play a game.
The final video, titled The End, depicts Bryce going upstairs to his bedroom, retrieving a revolver from his bedside drawer, and doing the unthinkable. At the time, anyone watching would be rightfully led to believe that things were too late for Bryce, but the closing text that read, "Behind the memes is dead," kinda completely dispelled this notion. Despite the horrifying visuals in the original uploads, Bryce was very much okay, and published a video the next day describing the entire series as a hoax that was intended to show what could have happened if he gave into his darker thoughts.
So I created the series to serve two purposes. One was an alternate reality to what I was feeling and what others have felt due to the words and just the hate and just the bad vibes of other people. The other purpose of the series was to kill my channel. Am I quitting YouTube? Not exactly. But Behind the Meme as You Once Knew It is dead. Now that doesn't mean that I will never make meme-oriented videos ever again, but it does mean that I can do what I feel is right in the moment and not feel trapped like I once did. So I wanted to use this series as an opportunity to creatively express my feelings and intentions.
The motivation behind the videos may have been positive, but its impact on viewers was far from it. In fact, the video did the opposite of what it was meant to do. Those who were genuinely concerned about his well-being now felt betrayed, and others who were apathetic felt justified. Bryce did get one thing right. With his most recent stunt, he effectively killed the Behind the Meme YouTube channel. His subscriber count stagnated, uploads became infrequent, and fewer people were willing to engage in his newer video formats. The fact that he took an almost 4-year hiatus only pushed his channel further into obscurity. Although the initial hate for his videos was unjustified and blown out of proportion, Bryce's response to it was truly what destroyed the channel. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe.